Life as We Knew It, Chapter 12, page 191, September 6th. I told Mom I was doing history. She never would have believed me if I said math, and stayed in bed all morning. I finally got out around 11 and went downstairs to get something to eat. It was 23 degrees outside, but there was no heat on in the house, and the wood stove wasn't going. I heated a can of soup and ate that, and then I went back to bed. That afternoon, I heard Mom go up to her bedroom. She's been taking naps lately, which is something she never did. You'd think she'd be teaching Johnny or something, but I don't think she cares about his schoolwork any more than she cares about mine. Not that I blame her. So I'm in bed, wearing my flannel pajamas and my robe and 2 pairs of socks, and there are 3 blankets and a quilt over me, and I'm trying to decide which is worse, being cold or being hungry. Part of me says the worst thing is being bored, and if I did some schoolwork, I'd be distracted. But I tell that part of me to shut up. I got out of bed, and something made me go to the pantry. I've been choosing not to see how our supplies are holding out because I don't want to know. I want to believe everything is just going to work out and food will magically appear. In some ways it already has, and I want to think it always will. Mom lets us know she'd prefer us not to go to the pantry. Whatever food is available for us to eat, she leaves in the kitchen cabinets. I guess she doesn't want us to worry. Matt and Johnny were outside, working on our wood supply. I told myself I should join them. I should go out to gather more kindling, but the truth is, even the woods scare me these days. The pantry actually kind of reassured me. It looked to me like there were lots of cans of food and boxes of pasta and rice. Horton's supplies were in one corner, and there seemed to be plenty of canned and boxed food for him and bags of kitty litter. Mom's a stockpiler under the best circumstances, so the pantry is always pretty full. She probably had a near-full pantry back in May. Seeing all those cans and boxes and bags of food made me mad, like we are starving ourselves when we still have food. When the food runs out, we'll probably die, so what difference does it make if that's November or January or March? Why not eat while we can? That's when I saw the bag of chocolate chips. I'd forgotten all about them, how I'd thrown them into my shopping cart on crazy shopping day. I went a little crazy. There was food in the pantry that Mom wasn't letting us eat, and there was chocolate, real chocolate, in the house, and Mom was hoarding it because it has no nutritional value, and if we're only eating a little bit every day, we're better off with spinach. And there were my damn chocolate chips. I ripped open the bag and I poured chocolate chips down my throat. I could hardly taste them. I was swallowing them so fast. I must have devoured a third of the bag before I could calm down enough to savor the taste. Chocolate. It tasted just the way I'd remembered, only better. I couldn't stop eating them. I knew I was making myself sick. My stomach was already protesting, but I kept flinging chocolate chips into my mouth. I didn't want to share the chocolate with anybody. It was mine. Miranda! It's funny. Somehow I knew I'd get caught. Maybe because I was prepared, I made the moment as dramatic as possible. I swallowed another mouthful of chips and wiped my mouth with the back of my hand. I must have seen that in a movie somewhere. It worked. Mom started screaming. I'm not even sure she was coherent. I was, though. I screamed right back at her. She was hoarding food. We didn't have to starve. Why wasn't she letting us eat 3 meals a day? What difference did any of it make? I still had the bag of chocolate chips in my hand, and I made some kind of wild gesture because the chips went flying all over the pantry floor. Mom froze. That was a lot scarier than her hysterics. I froze too for a moment. Then I started picking the chocolate chips off the floor. I got a handful of them and didn't know whether I should put them back in the bag. I stood there like an idiot, waiting for Mom to become human again. Eat them, she said. What? Eat them. You wanted them? Eat them. Pick them up and eat them. They're yours. Eat them all. I don't want to see a single chocolate chip on the floor. I bent down and started picking up all the chocolate chips from the floor. As I gathered them, I put them in my mouth. Whenever I missed one, Mom pointed it out to me. She actually kicked a couple of them toward me and told me to eat them. I really felt sick by then. Finally, I got all the chocolate chips off the floor. There was still about a quarter of a bag left. Eat them, Mom said. Mom, I don't think I can, I said. Eat them, she said. I thought I'd throw up, but Mom terrified me. I don't know why. She wasn't even yelling at that point. It was like talking to an icicle. She stood there absolutely still and watched me eat each and every last chocolate chip. I thought, this isn't my Mom. This is some strange creature that's taken over her body. Then I thought it would serve her right if I threw up all over her, but I managed not to. Give me the bag, she said, when I'd finally gotten the last chocolate chip down. I did as she told me. Fine, she said. That was your food for today and tomorrow. You can join us for supper on Thursday. Mom, I yelled, it was just some chocolate chips. I was saving them for Matt's birthday, she said. I'm not going to tell him why he isn't getting any dessert on his birthday. I don't expect you to tell him either. But you've eaten enough for 4 people, so you're going to skip your next 4 meals. Maybe then you'll understand how important food really is. I'm sorry, I said. I hadn't been thinking about Matt. His birthday is in a couple of weeks. But what are birthdays nowadays? Can't you make him something else for his birthday? What you did was wrong, Mom said. She sounded more mom-like by then, or at least the mom I've gotten to know over the past few months. I can't have you or your brothers walking in here and eating whatever you feel like. This food has to last all of us for as long a time as possible. Why can't you understand that? What if you stroll in here and help yourself to a can of peaches or string beans? I know you're hungry. I'm hungry too. But the only chance we have is if we're very, very careful. Maybe things will get better in a couple of months. Maybe it'll take longer. If we don't look toward the future, we have nothing to live for, and I won't have that. I'm sorry, I said. I'll never do it again, I promise. Mom nodded. I know you're not a bad girl, Miranda, she said. I know it was just thoughtlessness on your part, and punishing you doesn't make me feel any better. But I meant it about the meals. You can eat again Thursday night. It won't kill you to go without food that long. You have enough calories in you right now to last for a week. Now just go to your room. I really don't want to deal with you anymore. My stomach aches like it used to when I'd pig out on Halloween candy. Only worse, because then I'd have a full stomach ache and I wouldn't hate myself so much. I hurt Mom. Without even knowing it, I hurt Matt. Johnny too, since he would have loved a dessert. Mrs. Nesbit, maybe even Peter. I am a selfish, selfish pig. I don't deserve to live. September 7th. Johnny came into my room this morning. Mom said you ate something from the pantry yesterday, he told me, and you're not allowed to eat again until tomorrow night. And if she ever finds out that Matt or I did that, we'll get the exact same punishment. For some reason, that made me feel better. I get it into my head sometimes that Mom loves me less than Matt or Johnny. That's pretty much what happened, I said. Johnny looked kind of excited. What did you eat? He asked. A can of string beans, I said. Is that all? He asked. You can't eat today because of a can of string beans? I told him to go get the hell out of my room and stay out. And that was the only conversation I had all day. September 8th. Mom fried 2 potatoes from the garden. She also heated up a can of string beans. For dessert, we had a can of fruit salad. The prodigal son would have been jealous. September 12th. Monday. I should be doing schoolwork. September 14th. Matt's birthday. He's 19. For supper we had artichoke hearts, almost like a salad, and then linguine and white clam sauce. Mrs. Nesbit brought her home-baked oatmeal raisin cookies, which Matt likes, but not nearly as much as he likes chocolate. Thinking about that made me feel sick all over again. I ate 1 cookie. I knew Mom would be furious if I didn't, but it tasted like dust. Megan's right about my being a sinner, but she's wrong about hell. You don't have to wait until you're dead to get there. September 16th. Matt went to the post office today and brought home 2 letters from Dad. The first was from a day or 2 after he left. It said how wonderful it was to see all of us and how he was so proud of us and he knew we'd be okay and we'd see each other again soon. The second letter was dated August 16th. He and Lisa had made it to the Kansas border, but Kansas wasn't letting anyone in unless they could prove they had parents or children who owned property there, which of course he and Lisa don't. The border guards didn't care that all they wanted to do was drive through Kansas to get to Colorado.